So last week's session, I think I did a demo of the question set 1 assessment. Some kind of assistance from NotebookLM that you might get. And it's possible within question set 2, there are some meaningful things to do. So let me do this. Let me just finish up lecture 4 so that I can move on here. And then I will kind of flip through question set 2 and see if there are harder questions that I can get some help from AI on. So question like this set, I'm just gonna do it the same way I did the other one. I'm gonna answer part B earnestly because that's easy. Orbital process motion, key idea, it's free fall. Maybe. Yeah. And the part C, I'll just check everything as a way to min-max the thing. Minimum effort, maximum credit. That's just the way the questions are structured, and I happen to know it. Same initial speed, which statement matches that idea? Oh, that would be, I think, this one. Again, I'm going super fast. If I got it wrong, I blame it on me going super fast, not lack of physics knowledge. Demo, fall behind. Something about inherited velocity, probably. Yeah, I think. Again, going super fast. If I'm trying to make sure it's 100% correct, I would be checking other choices and whatnot. Right now, I'm not doing that because I'm trying to go fast. Physics, the acceleration with everyday acceleration. Yeah, it includes the direction. So having done this, I need to wait for the updated score to be transmitted. So let me just wait for that. And once that happens, I think I need a minimum 7 points. So I need to wait a little longer. So once that happens, I'll get to question set 2, and kind of flip through it. And once I find a question that I think might be challenging, let me kind of simulate getting some help from NotebookLM. Gotta wait a little longer. I think because I already have something close to 12 points already. I have 11 points. And it hasn't been. Yeah, it's been communicated. Now I can move on. So I'm at question set 2. There's a lot of questions. My main defense on having so many questions, they are mostly multiple choice. So I think even though it's 32 questions, sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. But many of these questions you can kind of read and answer pretty quickly. Acceleration from rest, what is describes the distance. Accelerate, okay, constant acceleration. So I think it's this one. Your average speed here is like double the average speed here, I think. Oops, never mind. I was guessing too quickly. Distance travels. Maybe that would be the total distance traveled. Yeah. So let me actually ask NotebookLM this. So let me get to NotebookLM, and I think the way I'm gonna do this now on is, so when I go here by default, I guess it's already here. So my main account for this class, it owns this notebook, so it's the access through this account is quite different. But I remember that I have I don't know why I created it, but I did create it a while back. I have it, so I'm gonna use this to access this NotebookLM so that I have the same access that you do, just a random Gmail account. It's just using public access. And if you want to have a best result, you might filter down to the section that we are on. So select the transcripts, and I guess it would be chapter 1. I think these, or maybe both. But if you're not sure, select all the sources. Don't limit. So I'll say, "Hi, can you help me with this multiple choice question?" And one limitation of NotebookLM is you cannot paste in screenshots. So you have to paste these in text form. I hope they, come up with a solution at some point. So I have the question. Let me erase the hint thingy, and I'll just say A, B, C, and D. I thought C would be correct, but it says no. Can you help me understand why not? Yeah, and it'll so I think it does come down to you have to actually calculate it. I think because 0 to 1 second. I don't know. I'm just trying to do this in my head, and maybe this is 3 times. Maybe I don't know. uh, it has to do like this being finite duration. Yeah, that's not correct. Y B is correct. Y C is incorrect based on the kinematics equations. B, yeah, the equation itself shows. So you might notice that Y C is incorrect. Distance from one, total distance at 2 seconds to a. Yeah, so it is 3 times, triple the distance. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. So hopefully, reading an explanation like that helps you understand. That's great. That's really my how I envision the people using this in a way that's helpful to your learning. Let me find the calculation question. Now, with the calculation questions, oftentimes this is actually not a calculation question. If you look at the section, you will as you read through it, there will be a part where it mentions that range of different g values. It'll mention the different g values. Where is it? Here it is. Wait, somewhere between. No. Wait, where does it mention it? Value of g ranges from. Here it is. Although g varies from 9.78 to 9.83. Yeah. So it's not really a calculation question. It's a textbook reading question. And I think, what if I'm off by a tiny digit? Yeah. There's a bit of a tolerance. It can be off by a little bit, but not too much. Yeah. Let me find the calculation question. I will wrap up with that. Getting help from NotebookLM. So when you have a calculation question, now one thing I will tell you is question like this. I think I included it into the lecture set. So when you look at the lecture video, let me just check to make sure. So now what I don't remember is if it's part of lecture 3 or lecture 4. It could be either. So oftentimes, if there's a substantial calculation questions, I'll try to cover that within the lecture. So lecture 1, homework help examples. So let's see, that's a reaction time one. Let's see here. And the cyclist one, there's a possibility that I thought that was too easy and didn't do it. Maybe. We'll see. I'm still on the constant. That's a rock throwing one. That's another acceleration one. It's possible with the cyclist. I thought constant velocity. It's too easy to do. Always possible. So yeah, especially if it's a question that I haven't done and you feel lost, you don't know quite how to do it, then great. Let me just double check. Lecture 4 didn't cover it, and you can ask NotebookLM. It'll probably answer it correctly for a couple of reasons. One being that it has access to my lecture transcripts, and two, Gemini, I think it's in terms of capabilities close to ChatGPT. That makes sense. I'm just responding to previous chat, and I'll say, can you help me with this question? I don't see it covered in lectures. And I'll copy and paste this in, and then put in the cyclist rides something kilometers. And again, what I will say is, especially as you use tools that can help you answer homework questions, make sure you understood it. Because if you worked through it on your own and did it, then it's fairly obvious to yourself that you probably understood it. That's why you are able to do it on your own. But if you got significant amount of help, like this would be, that's where unless you make sure that you understood it, no one else can. I mean, I can check if you understood it at our required one-on-one meeting, but that's a meeting that is designed to evaluate you, not one where I'm trying to teach you things. So this problem will ever velocity display time, identify the equation. Delta x is v times delta t, and I think it's just gonna give me the answer, right? Yeah, 720. 90 seconds is 1.5 meters, 720 meters. Yeah, so yeah, with the NotebookLM, there's no safeguards. Now, so if you use ChatGPT, I think it's still gonna, for calculation question, ChatGPT in the COA Physics GPT. If you are using COA Physics Tutor, then I think it's gonna, some of the guardrails that I have will activate. So if I ask it this, hi, can you help me with this question? Then even though the instructions were for physics 4A and this question is pretty easy for 4A, I think it'll still kind of follow the instructions and not answer the whole thing right away as much as possible. It should maybe give you the kinematics equation and wait for you to plug in the numbers. So yeah, as a physics tutor, focusing on, and it'll think in terms of physics 4A, 4B, 4C, because I don't have any material specific to this class. It's citing the correct equation, citing correct to this, 1.5 minutes, is it 150 seconds? If we ever adopted the metric time, maybe. It's 90 seconds, and it'll correct that. And close 1 minute, yeah, okay, so 90 times 8, so 72, and then it'll correct that. And this tutoring version, it'll try to avoid the skipping to the final answer, but it'll be very patient with you, and it'll 70 times 10, what do you get for distance in meters? I get 70 meters. And then the question, then convert to kilometers, divided by 1,000, it'll show you that, and then finally give you this answer when you're almost there. I haven't quite tested this tutor instructions with the physics 10 material, so there might be calculation questions where it skips to the final answer too quickly, but there are more guardrails in this than NotebookLM. But any assistance you use, whether that's human tutor even, ultimately I think you are in the best place to judge if you are learning. And if you are learning, great, then you will be well prepared for the upcoming one-on-one meeting. If you are not learning, I'll be able to see it in the one-on-one meeting, and I will give you some advice. Okay, so I think that's time. So let me wrap up here. Again, there are many more questions, multiple choice, number questions, many of the harder number questions, like maybe not this one. That's not a number question. Many of the harder number questions, still not number question. Well, do I not have multi-part number questions? Some of the number questions, not a number question. You will see it worked out in the lectures. So, all right, thank you. Bye.